What current alarming situation in the world is largely being overlooked or neglected by the general public?
Haiti is a failed state and devolving into genuine anarchy. The civil war in Sudan, the civil war in Burma, Myanmar.
Italy has just passed a law giving the government power over all TV channels and news outlets.
In other words, the country controls media. Something similar happened in Poland. The party who ruled for the last 8 years slowly took over national TV, broadcast radio, local newspapers, and websites and started blasting shameless propaganda. It's hard to believe, but they literally showed the leader of the opposition party with a red-tinted face and devil horns. In the last elections, they got the most votes, and only because it was the highest turnover at the polls they couldn't form a coalition, and they lost power. Guess who voted for them the most? Yup, boomers and grandmas whose main source of information are old-school media.
The failed state that is Haiti and the millions of people that are going to starve very, very soon.
I recently watched Indigo Traveler's vlogs from Port-au-Prince on YouTube, and that is the scariest, saddest place I've ever seen. If you've watched his vlogs, he goes to some fucked up places, but he looked visibly shook there and said himself it was the more desperate place he had ever been.
The war in Sudan.
Topsoil loss. Antibiotic resistant.
Microplastics and forever chemicals.
Our generation's version of lead and asbestos. We don't realize how bad it is now, but we sure as hell will in the future. Future generations will wonder why we went anywhere near them.
Short video trend with apps like Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, and even Reddit adopting this style. I believe it's impacting our attention spans, particularly in children, who are exposed to endless short videos seeking their quick dopamine hits during their crucial developmental stages. This habit rewires our brains to not having to do a lot of work ourselves in order to release dopamine.
I'm a teacher, and the impact TikTok has had on the attention spans of kids alarms me. I did an assignment with my 8th graders recently where they had to find a song they like in a genre they don't listen to. The kids couldn't even get through the songs because they were too long. I used to be able to show 15 to 20-minute videos to them, but now, even a 7-minute video is too long to keep their attention. Kids don't even watch movies anymore, which has me wondering if the movie industry is going to die out with the millennials. I don't know, but there are less bugs and birds and no one seems to care or notice. It can't be good.
It may just be because I live in Tennessee, which I am convinced would turn into a jungle if left untended, but my place is overrun with birds and bugs. They're everywhere here.
Everything ocean. Acid, heat, pollution, melting ice, orcas.
For me, it's the rise of surveillance capitalism and AI. Privacy is essentially non-existent anymore, and it feels like absolutely no one cares.
Kids can't concentrate or retain information anymore. Boys are especially vulnerable to disruptions in their dopamine/visual memory, and some of their cognitive function is not going to recover, ever. Another thing I've noticed is those 1 or 2 genius kids you teach every year have disappeared. God knows what app sucked that life force out of them. Sad times.
Banks buying up as many water rights as they can. That's end of the world, dystopian shit right there. Especially because we all know that the Earth is going to get hotter in the next 10 years. Reading that in the news cemented the belief that I shouldn't have children. Edit, whenever people ask me why I don't want to have kids, I really want to tell them about this, but then they also usually already have kids, so I just say some bullshit like, I'm too poor. It would be cruel at this point to tell a parent about this, right? Second edit, this is the best article for anyone that has any questions. It cites which banks and how much money they've spent so far. https://ourcenteforever.org/ The Great Water Grab. Wall Street is buying up the world's water /
Child slaves being used in the Congo to mine cobalt for electric car batteries.
This gets brought up from time to time, but it doesn't get anywhere close to the recognition it should have. Male sperm count has dropped to half historical levels in approximately 40 years. All over the world. No one really knows for sure why.